Good morning, everyone. From Lincoln School, we have some students who are going to help us learn about Special Olympics. Mary Beth is here and Garfield E. Song, and we're also going to talk with Susan Hayward. But before we do any of that, Miss Music, we're going to play with our bubbles. I'm going to blow some bubbles and see if my friends can catch them on their fingers. Let me back up just a little bit. There we go. Whoops. Now, I'm going to call my friends' names out by their name, okay? I'm going to call out a name, and when you hear your name, whoa, there's one. I want you to try and pop the bubble. Wait till you hear your name. This one is for Jeffrey. Everybody watch where you're sitting, because here comes Jeffrey. Watch your fingers, Adam. Adam, make sure he doesn't step on your fingers. Look at how many Jeffrey is going to pop. Okay, these are for Francis. There goes Francis. She's spreading them all around. Move back, Christopher. Let Francis do it. Good. Okay, it's Heidi's turn now, everybody. There you go, Heidi. This will help you get to know everyone's name this morning in Romper Room 2. These are for Trisha Lee. Trisha, are you ready? Okay, Trisha. She's waiting for them to come down closer to her. Oh, my goodness. Look, they're floating up higher instead of lower. Okay, here comes Christopher. Whoops. Okay, Christopher. Watch your fingers, Adam. And now it's Adam's turn, everybody. There you go. Let's see how many of them he can get. Whoa, there are a lot. Okay, and here's our last one. Everybody try and get one. Hold it in your hand. There they go. Well, I think we've gotten just about, oh, there's that last little ball, that very last bubble. That was fun, everyone. Let's all sit down together, okay? Because we're going to have a cartoon now. We're going to find out a little more about feelings this week in Romper Room. And this morning, we're going to see what our puppet friends are up to. Listen carefully. Let's see if Granny and Kimball and Up we'll learn a little more about expressing feelings. And friends at home, I'm going to ask you about it later, too.
Hello, Romper Room friends. I am Paddington Bear. I have a great story to tell you, and it's all about me. One morning, Paddington was putting some finishing touches to a snowman when he heard a familiar voice. Bear! Is that you, Bear? I was only making a snowman, Mr. Curry, called Paddington. I wasn't throwing snowballs. That's all right, said Mr. Curry. I was wondering if you'd like to earn yourself some Bud Buddy. I've got a nasty cold in my nose. I'd like you to fetch a plumber. A plumber, repeated Paddington. Wouldn't you sooner have a doctor, Mr. Curry? No, I wouldn't. My bathroom pipes are frozen, and I can't fill my hot water bottle. But tell him not to make too much noise in case I'm asleep. If you're quick, I may give you 5 pence, but I'm better. Yes, Mr. Curry, said Paddington gloomily. Paddington wasn't too happy running errands for the Browns' neighbor, and he felt even less keen when he met the plumber. Curry, said the man. He's not the only one with a cold. Besides, he hasn't paid me for my last job yet. That was months ago. Tell you what, though. Take him this book on plumbing. Tell him he can do it himself if he likes. Paddington gazed at the book. He couldn't picture Mr. Curry getting out of bed to mend his pipes, and he had a nasty feeling things were going to get very much worse before they got any better. I I wonder what's happening in Mr. Curry's house, said Mrs. Brown. Paddington went in ages ago, and there's been an awful lot of banging going on ever since. If it sounds bad in here, said Mrs. Bird, think what it must be like next door. It's not what it sounds like that bothers me, said Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown wasn't the only one feeling worried at that moment. Paddington had managed to get Mr. Curry's water flowing again, but not, unfortunately, into the basin. According to the instruction book, very old lead pipes, like Mr. Curry's, could sometimes be mended by hitting them with a mallet. But as fast as he hit one spot, another leak sprang up somewhere else, and the way things were going, he would soon need more boots.
I wonder how Paddington feels about all of that. I'll bet you he's getting a little nervous and a little worried, too. Well, whenever you try something new, you might be a little shy or a little worried about it. When we come back, the Lincoln School students are going to tell you how to prepare for being an athlete.
We'll return to Romper Room right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Ricky Schroeder. Let's talk kid to kid about something that's really important. And we're going to play a little game. Watch and see if any of these things have ever happened to you.
You got the lunch money? You don't have to tell anyone. See you tomorrow.
If somebody's ever touched you or hurt you in a way that you think is wrong, you should tell someone. Tell your family, a doctor, or a policeman, or somebody you trust. It shouldn't hurt to be a kid. And don't be afraid to tell someone.
We now return to Romper Room Friends.
Please call your older brothers and sisters in. Call your family in, too, because Garfield Esong is here from Lincoln School. And Garfield has brought along 2 teachers to help him this morning. Garfield, why don't you introduce the 2 teachers?
Yes, we have Sarah Beth and Susan with us this morning.
And Sarah Beth has also brought along your little girl, or your little boy to play along too. Well, that's what I like, is we have a chance this morning to have all of the Romper Room boys and girls and Sarah Beth's boy and the Lincoln School boys and girls all play together. Now tell us what your students will be doing this morning.
Okay, this morning we're going to be doing some warm-up exercises. Before you participate in any strenuous activity, first you have to warm up your body. So we're going to start off with a couple of warm-up exercises.
All right, and friends at home, we're also going to learn about Special Olympics later on. You may have a chance to participate in Special Olympics by being a volunteer this summer, but it all starts in the schools. So let me back up, and Garfield, why don't you take the class over, okay?
Okay. Okay, let's everyone stand up.
Okay.
Hey, Danny, stand up. Okay, now the first warm-up exercise we're going to do is called trunk twisters. Let's put your hands on your hips. Danny, got your hands on your hips?
Good.
Okay, and we're going to twist. Let's twist.
Okay, everybody
ready,
at the
Danny?
desk, too. Stand up.
Danny, hands on your
twist
hips.
along.
Hands on your hips, Danny. And twist. Okay, very good. And stop. Okay, and the next exercise, arm circles. Put your arms out straight, and let's make circles with our arms. Okay, nice round circles. Okay. And we'd like to bring the other boys and girls over now.
Yes. All right, boys and girls, come on over. Trisha Lee and Adam, come on over and stand right here in front of the bulletin board. Christopher, yeah, Heidi and Francis. Here comes Jeffrey. Let's all stand over on this side so we can follow Garfield along now that we have the right idea. Okay, everybody at home, stand up too. This is for you too.
Okay, and this time we're going to run in place. Okay, let's get those knees up. You ready, Danny? Let's go, Danny.
Friends at home, if you're wondering what Danny's is looking at. We have a television here on Romper Room, and he wants to take a look at himself. He wants to watch himself running. There goes
Okay, Danny.
Good for you.
Okay, and the last warm-up exercise. This time we're going to reach for the sky. Reach. Reach. Okay, that looks very good. Very good.
Oh,
Everybody's
boy.
reaching very high.
Very good.
Okay.
Good.
Very good, boys and girls.
Now, if everyone will please sit down on the floor, let's have all my boys and girls sit as far back as you can. And if all the Lincoln students will sit further back, I want to take the big tire out, and I also want to talk to Garfield while Sarah Beth and Susan help the students experiment. Try out this big tire. I'll show you what we're going to do. We're all going to do this together. Now, let's see if I can have Tricia Lee. Can you help me? I'm going to hold on to her hand and see if she can walk on the tire. Give me your hand. There we go. Now that's pretty difficult, but we're going to take our turn and see who would like to try, okay? And Garfield, you and I can stand back here. Sarah Beth, why don't you take the students one at a time? Maybe your boy would like to try it too. Oh, Danny's going to try. Okay. Now, while Sarah Beth is helping Danny, tell us about Special Olympics.
Okay, Special Olympics is where our students can participate in track and field, and swimming, volleyball, and basketball. And it's an opportunity for them to show their skills. They have brothers and sisters that participate in different sports activities. And Special Olympics provides the opportunity for our kids to participate as well.
And how old do you have to be in Special Olympics?
To participate, a child has to be at least 8 years of age in order to participate in Special Olympics.
You were telling me something interesting about Lincoln School. You were telling me that the Lincoln School, there aren't any classes or any grades in Lincoln School.
That's correct. We do not have your basic first, second, third grades at our school. Our school is a special education school. Our students range in the age from 3 to 21, and our kids, for the most part, are placed according to their ability.
Great. Well, the boys and girls are doing beautifully here, and we were talking with Sarah Beth and Susan, and we're saying that's what's so exciting to see, is that when you see boys and girls in special education classes who can come out and play with the Romper Room boys and girls. But they are on other campuses throughout Los Angeles too, aren't they?
That's correct. That's a part of our mainstreaming program where we do have special day classes on regular ed campuses.
So friends at home, when you're going to school, or when your brother or sister is going to school, if they're in high school, they might get a chance to meet some of the students from Lincoln School during lunchtime or during recreation time. Because the Lincoln School students do have their own special classes, but they're right on campus, meaning in the yard, with all the other boys and girls. And if your family has ever thought about being a part of Special Olympics, you can volunteer even if you don't have a student or a friend going to Lincoln School. Now, they should contact their local Special Olympics to volunteer?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, let's all say thank you to Garfield and all the boys and girls from Lincoln School for being with us this morning. Thank you. And if the boys and girls will stay there for just a moment, who else would like to try to go around the big tire? Heidi, would you like to? Okay. Be careful there. Step carefully. Here comes Heidi. And you know what? While Heidi is doing that, I want my friends at home to think about something. Heidi is trying something for the very first time. Good. Go around one more time so the friends at home can see your feet. Okay? She's trying it for the very first time, and at first you might be a little nervous about trying something new. Well, let's bring Heidi back right here. Come and sit down here, Heidi. And I'm going to get my microphone, Garfield, and I'm going to ask the boys and girls how they feel about trying something brand new. Okay, Francis and Tricia? I want you to think about this. When you meet a new student or a new friend for the very first time, how do you think you should say hi to them? What do you think you should do if they're very shy? What if you wanted to meet one of the boys or girls here from Lincoln School and they didn't want to look at you? They were a little shy. What do you think you should do, Jeffrey?
You should smile.
That's a good idea. Did you hear that? You should smile. And maybe you should ask them their name. Who would like to show me how to do that? Would you? Well, Tricia, would you go up to How about this little boy right here? Come right up to him and ask him his name, okay? Yeah, come on. So you want to stand up? Okay, there you go. Now, sir, go ahead, Tricia. What are you going to ask him?
What's your name?
Okay, tell her your name.
Michael.
Michael. And turn around and show everybody the smile that you gave Michael. Look at that smile, friends at home. That smile says, I want to be your friend. And you know what? I think I see a little smile starting to come out because there's a dimple right here on the side that I can see now. There it is. That means Michael's smiling, even though he's a little shy right now. That's okay. Sit down with me, Michael, and everyone else. Let's sit down together. When we come back, we're going to see how Paddington is doing. We're learning about feelings this week in Romper, and remember, Paddington was a little worried. He wasn't sure if his project was going to turn out all right. Back in just a moment.
Romper Room will continue right after these messages. Sunday at 6, KCOP presents a very special special. It's Yogi's first Christmas, when that smarter-than-the-average bear wakes up to trouble in Jellystone Park. Somebody's out to ruin Christmas, and it's up to Yogi and his good friends Boo Boo, Snagglepuss, and Huckleberry Hound to save the happiest of holidays. Kids of all ages will love spreading the Yuletide cheer on Yogi's First Christmas. Gather round the tree with your cartoon favorites for all the fun Sunday at 6 on Channel 13.
We now return to Romper and Friends.
When we left Paddington, he had quite a mess in the bathroom. But before we find out how he's going to do with that, I have a word I want to show you. Now, the word has 4 letters, and it's something that you should do after you look both ways before you go across the street. After you look both ways, do you think that you should run as fast as you can, or should you carefully, yes, Jeffrey, say it again louder.
Walk.
You should walk across the street. You know, if you try running across the street, friends at home, sometimes you might trip over your shoes or your shoelaces, and then you'd really be in trouble. So walk carefully. And whenever you're in a hallway or someplace where people are going back and forth, be sure and walk also. Because if you're bumping into someone, oh, somebody will get hurt. Now, let's take a look at Paddington Bear. As usual, he's trying his best, but it doesn't always turn out the way he thinks it will. Let's take a look.
What's going on? What's all that hammering? It's all right, Mr. Curry. I'm just going for some more Wellingtons. Wellingtons? Did you say Wellingtons? There's water everywhere. Look at it. Where's the stopcock? I've tried that, Mr. Curry, but it won't move. I think the spanner's frozen to it. Stand aside, Bear. I'll show you how to fix it. Take hold of the mallet. When I nod my head, you hit it. Are you sure, Mr. Curry? Asked Paddington. Don't argue, Bear. Do as you're told. Yes, Mr. Curry. If you say so, Mr. Curry. Right. Bear, down. Bear! Mr. Curry's bellow of rage was equaled only by the sound of Paddington's feet as he hurried down the stairs. There were times when he felt the best course was to disappear with all possible speed, and this was definitely one of them. Paddington didn't see the Browns' neighbor again for several days, but one morning a note arrived. It was addressed to him in Mr. Curry's handwriting, and it said, "Thank you for having a go at my pipes the other day. You left the bathroom in such a mess, the insurance company agree it needs completely redecorating, and they're paying. It's what's known as an act of bear. Yours gratefully, Mr. Curry." Inside the envelope was a brand new 5-penny piece. "If I were you," said Mrs. Bird, "I'd have it framed. It's probably the one and only time you'll ever get 5 pence off Mr. Curry." Paddington considered the matter for a moment. "I think perhaps I might use it to insure myself, Mrs. Bird," he announced. "It sounds very good value, and you never know, I might have trouble with my own pipes one day."
hope you enjoy Paddington Bear as much as we do here in Romper Room. My friends are all drawing pictures of their favorite things. Some may be drawing pictures of Paddington or of some of the games they like to play. Did anybody here draw a picture of a kangaroo? No? Can somebody show me what a kangaroo looks like by acting it out? Who can act out a kangaroo for me? Jeffrey, would you go over and do that, please? Jeffrey's going to show us how a kangaroo moves, friends at home. There he goes. Let's all go over and join Jeffrey, everybody. Okay, now notice he's jumping up very, very high, all right? So you have to jump up as high as you can. Oh, look at this. Adam has his hands up in front of him. Good. Very good. Now that's the way a kangaroo would jump. How about a bunny rabbit? How would a rabbit jump and how would he look? How could you make him look different from a kangaroo? There you go. Did you see what Heidi did? She gave her rabbit some ears. That's how you make him different from a kangaroo. That's right. How about a frog? A frog jumps. There, doesn't have ears. Look, did you hear Trisha Lee? Trisha Lee saying ribbit, ribbit. That's how she makes her frog different from a rabbit. Oh, I like what Trisha Lee's doing. Can you hear that? There you go. Now, what other animals jump? We have frogs, kangaroos, rabbits, grasshoppers. Somebody at home said, now, grasshoppers have very long back legs. How can you jump to show long back legs? Whoa, look at Heidi and Francis. They are showing real long back legs. There you go. And Jeffrey, too. That's pretty good. Everyone stand up and feel your heart, please, because you've been working so hard. You've been exercising your body. Is it pumping up really fast? Feel each other's heart, everyone. See what? Yeah. You want to feel Francis's heart, Trisha? Boy, oh boy, look at that. You know what, friends? We're going to do one more exercise, but I want to give you our address while we're doing that. If you want to be here on Romper Room next year, if you're 4 or 5 years old, then have Mom or Dad write to Miss Soko, Romper Room, KCOP TV, 915 North La Brea Avenue, Hollywood, 90038. We'll be back with our magic mirror in just a moment. I hope I find you there this morning. Can you walk around as though you don't have any bones, Jeff?
We'll return to Romper Room right after these messages.
I know who you are. You're Louise from Sesame Street.
Yes, and who are you?
We're Daisy Girl Scouts.
These are the newest Girl Scouts, Daisy Girl Scouts. They make things and go places and have lots of fun. If you're 5 years old or in kindergarten, you could be a Daisy Girl Scout too. Why don't you ask your mom and dad to call the Girl Scouts in your town? The number's in the phone book.
You'll love being a Daisy Girl Scout. We now return to Romper Room Friends.
Tomorrow we're dancing in Romper Room. We're acting out feelings and we're acting out weather too. So I hope you're with me then. We'll show some of our favorite pets tomorrow and we'll play a game with your drawings. And don't forget, we'll give you our address again tomorrow too. If we have time, we may show some more of your zoo photographs. It's time for Magic Mirror right now. Romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me, tell me, tell me, do. Magic Mirror, tell me today, did my friends have fun at play? I see Ryan and Talitha. There's Stephen, Daniel, Clark, and Jeremy. I see Shelby and Lauren, Matt, Shervon, Alexander, and Monica. There's Jerry and Hassan, Triana, Gregory, Priscilla, Matthew, and you, and I'll see you all again in Romper Room School.
Bing bong, tick tock, bebop boom. Flip.